got a whole day of entertainment planned for you. We've got tastings, we've got cocktails, we've got fantastic guests coming today. Just to give you a little idea of some of the people that are coming later, I've got a little video of them saying hello.
That's all right, he said.
Hi, at once.
Hi, at once.
That's always one.
Oh, Matthew.
Hi.
Hi.
That was when mine.
Sorry, just replayed that. So hopefully you will have just had a pop-up saying that there's a new audio stream. You click continue and then that's it, done for the day. If you see that again, just click continue and that's fine. But those are some of the great... Just to get yourselves ready for what's coming later, let's start off with, you'll need some glassware. Now, it's great if you can got yourself a nice whiskey, nice tasting glass, a Glencairn glass. If you haven't, don't worry about it. A tumbler works fine. You've not got a tumbler? A wine glass. After that, anything that takes liquid in it, even straight from the samples. Actually, please don't go straight from the bottle. You'll enjoy it more. You'll smell it more, because one of the key things with whiskey is you get to smell it, and that's the start of your journey with whiskey. Next, I hope you've all got your sample packs. This is later on. We're going to be a fair few whiskies in. I want to make it as simple for me as possible. Yeah. Which brings me on to the next point. I always recommend drink in moderation. We've got a lot of whiskey in front of us. Yes, you could drink it all today, but wouldn't it be nice if you left some in there, some in the glass, in the bottles, so you can come back to it over the next few days, maybe weeks, depends on how you choose to drink it. But it's your own choice. It's just, that's one idea, and it's something I myself am going to be trying to do, because there are a thumbs up, a thumbs down and a star emoji. So just to test this, how many of you have already started already had your popcorn? Give me a thumbs up if you had your popcorn, or a thumbs down if you haven't yet. I'll just make sure. Oh wow, you guys have been going to town.
Whoa!
To be fair, I don't blame you. It's damn tasty stuff.
It's about level though.
So, actually no. Now we're getting a lot more of the people who.
How many people are in here?
Who haven't? Sorry, the first few
percentages are like.
Okay, so there's a nice amount of you that have gone in already.
85% not eating the popcorn, well done.
I would have eaten it, but I have found to me was like, no, not yet.
Discount if we purchase anything from them, if you like what they do. It's on our email, so you can catch up on that afterwards if
Joe and
something you'd
Seth,
like to do.
really good popcorn.
Well, also during the day, when every brand comes in, I'll put up a link so you can go over and purchase
on
any of the bottles you want
85%
to
haven't eaten
on the
it.
day.
15%
We've got a number of festival deals going on today. A couple are for today and tomorrow. Some go on to the end of the month. But yeah, if there's anything you like, I'll do that link so you can just click on that and go and pick up during the day. One of the benefits of not being at a physical festival, you can do it from the safety of your own seat. Just one click, boom, go and get it. But most importantly, I think it's about time that we get started with the day and start with the first brand. You've heard enough of me talking, I think. So you get to see the first part of the snazzy things that we've... there's one thing I haven't started. Now the day's starting properly, let's get it started with... let's get me out of the way.
I genuinely couldn't do this. I would be so stressed.
Here we go. Now that's the cue. We now have our presenters coming up.
So, first of all, we've got Anthony and Nikki
everyone.
from New Dram Drinker. You should hopefully recognise them as a YouTube channel.
Thank you for having us.
Hi, guys.
How are you doing, mate? You
How
alright?
are you, Daniel?
Very well.
Yeah,
A little
great.
bit now, not going to lie, not having done anything like this before and no one to copy.
Yeah.
But,
Great start.
Mate,
Great
I'll take
start.
my hat off to you 100% for doing it.
Great start.
so I just got Luke. Sorry, there was a bit on yours that didn't let you come in. Try again, Luke. Come on in. And we've also got Andy joining us from MaltBox as well, another YouTube channel. But as they're coming on, please, Anthony and Nikki, give us a little introduction to yourselves and what you guys do.
We're a new YouTube channel, fairly new, I'll say, about 18 months in now, just kind of focusing on new dram drinkers and kind of guiding people on their journey as to what you can try and what you should try and things like that. Just trying to give a bit of fun, different edge to kind of a whiskey YouTube channel. But yeah, it's going well so far. We're enjoying every minute of it, and the community's growing around us every day, so it's awesome, really good fun.
Fantastic. Hi, Luke. Welcome on.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
We're all good, Luke. We got you.
Andy, can you reset your video, please, and come back in? And whilst that's happening, Luke, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're sat right now, because you've got a beautiful backdrop.
Yeah.
So I am literally at the distillery at Bimber. We are a quite young distillery, opened up in 2015. So founded by whiskey lovers, for whiskey lovers. So hopefully, if everything goes to plan, I will be able to move the laptop around the distillery today, give you guys a little bit of what we do and how we do it.
Awesome.
Fantastic. We've just got one more presenter to join us. These are the fun bits of the day, but luckily we've planned a little bit of time in on that. And here hopefully he comes. Come on, Andy.
Come on,
it's
Andy.
going to work. We've worked 10 minutes. There we go. We've got Andy as well.
Yes,
We're in.
sorry guys.
It's all right, don't worry.
That's me, mate.
Hey,
Don't worry, this is going to happen all day.
Yeah.
It's one of the crazy things that it just seems to be normal on TV. On normal TV, it's happening as well.
Yeah.
So it's nice in our little festival, it's happening too.
Yeah.
We're normal. But Andy, of MaltBox, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure thing. So I'm Andy. I run the MaltBox whiskey blog over on YouTube. I've been in the whiskey community for just over a decade. I set my first blog up in about 2010. I then set up the Manchester Whiskey Club up in 2012. And after I handed that over in 2015, I set up MaltBox, where I basically record videos, drinking whiskey, and on Twitter and Instagram, and just take a bit of a relaxed approach. And, just chilling out and enjoying life, really. So it's good to be here.
Awesome. It's good to have you.
Thank you very much for choosing to join us on this day of Whiskey Fun.
It's a pleasure.
To learn a little bit about what is actually my local distillery, pretty much. It's the closest one to me, and I've been lucky enough to have a couple of tours myself of the distillery, and now we've got someone to share that experience with all of us. So could you take us through a little bit of the history of Bimber?
Sure, of course. So like I said, we're fairly young. We opened up in 2015 by whiskey lovers, for whiskey lovers. However, our heritage goes back a little bit further. Our founder and master distiller, Darius, is a third generation moonshiner, hence the name Bimber, which means literally moonshine in Polish. We try to keep a bit of heritage with us, even though we are producing English whiskey. We are a single farm, single distillery. Our barley is grown out in Basingstoke by a farm called Fordham Allen. We have a 2-row concerto, for those of you know what that is. Once it's harvested, around August obviously, we then send it off to Warminster's maltings, where in an old-fashioned way they ground the malt for us. We've got a dedicated floor to our production, so that means no other grains touch that floor. Once it's all malted, we put it through a mill, which is also specially designed for us, so we like to crush our malt, not shred it. We like to have the husks also there with it, because we believe it gives out a bit more sugars. So when it arrives, we use about 3 tons a week to produce a barrel a day, and that is our main focus at the moment. Now I'm going to try to walk around the distillery with my laptop just to show you guys kind of the equipment that we use. lot of wood, a lot of timber. So if you should lose me, just let me know. So obviously when the malt arrives, our first step is called mashing. This is our mash tun. I'm going to stand like this so you can see it. Oh, there we go. She's a half a ton. Upgraded quite recently, about 7 months ago. We fill her with half a ton of malt and steep her for 2 hours at a temperature between 65 and 67 degrees. Now, unlike other distilleries, we only use 2 waters. So we'll flush the tank and then we'll flush it again. Other brands will use 3 to 4 waters. We like to use 2. We like to have a very high concentrated wort for us. After 2 hours, we through pumps and hoses, we pump everything into our fermentation, where I'm going to show you guys right here. We've got 7 of these lovely guys behind us, which were custom built by Darius for us. His other company does deal with a lot of wood, so we're very lucky to have them on site. We've got our own cooperage. Everything that needs to be done is done by them. These guys, it's American white oak, 3,500 liters each. We fill them up with 2,000. They're open top. What they do have is massive cooling plates on the back wall, which allows us to keep a very steady temperature of our ferment between 25 to 20 degrees Celsius. Now, unlike other brands, we go for something quite different. We have a long fermentation process, which is 116 hours, pretty much equivalent to 7 days. What happens through that time is once we fill the tanks up with our sugary wort, we add in the yeast and we let it settle. But we believe that this is one of the keys to a really good whiskey, a long fermentation. The first 3.5 days, the yeast works its magic, naturally dies off, and then after that, bacteria that grows inside the wood really enhances those flavors and goes from a very sugary water to something I call cider. It's pretty much a very cloudy cider, but it's absolutely delicious to drink. So that takes for us 7 days. After that point, we move on to distilling. We've got 2,000 liter now stills. This is Doris, and our new still over there is Astra. She's 1,000 liter, upgraded 2 weeks ago from 500 to 1,000. So that means more low wine, more Bimber for you guys. What we do is also, we do it in the traditional way. We get a direct fire under these bad boys. Something quite forgotten, but because we're craft, because we're small, there's always somebody here to control it. We are able to work the old school magic. The main focus being producing alcohol the way it used to be done 150 years ago, before the Industrial Revolution. So the key was always to focus on the way it used to be done. No modern technology, lots of copper, lots of wood. Our low wines come off.
Luke, can you share what it smells like in there? Can you share what it smells like in there? Because there's a certain smell in
I'm
there.
quite used to it, but it smells like a bread factory.
Yeah,
It smells like a bread factory.
we remember that. Yeah, definitely.
I wish we only had a couple of ovens. So yes, our low wines come off between 35 to 40%, pretty much like that, which is quite high. I believe the industry standard is anywhere between 22 to 25. That's because everything has been done for a particular reason. We've planned it out this way, and this is what we're aiming for. So Doris will do 2 runs. She will do 2 runs a day, about 6 hours long, collecting 20% of what we put in. So out of 1,000 liters still, we will collect about 200 liters of low wine. So for the entire day, we'll collect 400. Now that we've upgraded, we've got to wait a bit longer for our low wines to come up. But once they're there, we put them into Astra, and obviously 1,000 liters still. She will begin pouring anywhere around 80%, and we will cut off at 65. After that, we will bring her down to 65 and cut her. And that's what we need, because for a young distillery, our spirit is quite light, quite fruity, quite ready. And to work with the barrels, we need to have it on a quite higher ABV.
Yeah.
It's what you do with a quite young spirit. After obviously distillation, which you guys know, we will move into casking. I know behind me you will see quite a bit of them. I mean, most of them have been shipped out to other warehouses, London City Bond up in Birmingham, and then obviously London City Bond himself. We only keep the ones that have either been filled or the ones that will be used up next. So we have 4 types of wood: Virgin American oak, ex-bourbon, predominantly a lot of it. Sherry in all 3 flavors: the PX, the Olorosos, and the Muscatels, and some ports, including ruby port, regular port, and these guys behind me, which are my little things. We've got some rum also.
Nice.
Nice.
That interests me.
How long are you planning on aging the rum?
Well, since rum doesn't really have a date of coming out, we'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens. We had a big batch left over from last year. So you know what? Let's just dump it into casks, see what happens.
Yeah.
So for those of you in founders clubs and the Bimber Club, you might be able to get your hands on it at some point after they've been in there. We've recently brought in some butts. So we've got some sherry butts behind me. I've got trying to aim this laptop. I've got an Oloroso up there, also done for Selfridges, which is one of the next expressions coming out. So a lot of things going on, a lot of tests and trials, but it's all quite well.
Awesome.
It's all going quite well.
Fantastic. And guys, you got any questions about Bimber? What's been going on? Have you been there yourselves?
Yeah, we went really early on. They were the first distillery we ever went to.
Yeah, Luke actually gave us the
He
tour.
was there,
The one question I wanted to ask Luke is that online you tend to get a lot of people saying about Bimber that the whiskies taste older than they actually are. Is there a part in your process that you kind of try to focus on that? Or is it just something that happens naturally, or...?
It starts from the beginning. It's the quality of grain. Darius went out to about 40 farms before he actually selected the one that he will purchase his grain from. It's Boardminster's maltings who do the ground malting for us. Definitely, it's got the fermentation, which is 7 days. I mean, it takes time to make something good. So we rather put in a lot of time. We're not here to rush it. We want quality over quantity, basically.
Yeah.
So everything is focused on time and perfection. And working with Darius, he's a perfectionist. There's no going about that. He's up to his standards.
Yeah.
So the whiskies tend to taste a bit older, a bit more mature,
definitely.
but the oldest ones that we have are literally about 4 years now.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just seems to be something that people
The selection
comment
that
on.
he's made, it's the knowledge that he's put into it, the information that he's got from knowledge that he's put into it.
The quality.
He's trying to focus on making something decent.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
You're no problem.
I've got to say, Luke, it's kind of incredible that a distillery that is both so new and also so not small, but one of the smaller distilleries when you compare it to its Scottish cousins over the border, you've got everything that you need on site. You've got cooperage, you've got, you've made your own washbacks. I mean, you've got distilleries that are part of massive multinational conglomerates and whatever else. Even they don't have their own cooperages. And you've got that kind of control over everything you do, which I think plays part in the spirit. Because the actual base spirit itself is fantastic. It's such high quality. It's lovely stuff.
And what that was, like I said, Darius is a third-generation moonshiner, so he's got the skills in him.
He knows what he's doing.
Coming from Poland, we love our vodkas, but that wasn't the goal. The goal was to do whiskey. And before even opening up Bimber, it took him about 5 years to go up north, visit all the Scottish distilleries, take down his notes, see what's good, what works, and then combine into it his own little project.
Yeah. Have you had or felt extra pressure from being so successful from when you started? Have you felt extra pressure because of the success that you've had so far?
Personally, no, I haven't. Maybe Darius has. I personally haven't. I mean, there is a lot of pressure. Obviously, the quality has to be on point. What is not on point, something will be done with it. But at the moment, we haven't had complaints. Every barrel that we taste they're phenomenal. They're absolutely outstanding barrels.
That's awesome.
Kind of got in the 750 that we've produced.
Nice.
Yeah.
Got a question from Ursula in the chat. How difficult is it for a small distillery like yourselves to source the casks?
Good question.
Oh, wow. Well, I've been trying to source some rum casks for a bit of rum finished whiskey or whiskey matured in rum casks, which I'm going to be honest with you, coming from a rum background, it is a bit difficult because barrels are like gold dust. Nobody wants to get rid of them. However, we were fortunate enough that we access our barrels out from the States, and if we can't get the barrels that we want, like the ones that I showed you with the rum behind us, those are our ex-bourbons on the second fill. but every single cask that we use is always first fill, and they always have about 10 liters in them when they actually enter the distillery. So they're always moist, they're always still quite fresh, and that's what we look for. We don't want second fills, we don't want first fills. I mean, it takes time, obviously, but Darius manages to find them.
That's really good.
Cool.
Fantastic. Another question. This might be a trade secret. What yeast do you use? What yeast?
I can't tell you. I don't even know. It's one thing. I know it's a combination. It's a yeast made. It's made out in Milwaukee, and it's a combination of bread and distilling yeast. That's all. That's all I actually know.
Right.
That's more than I would have guessed that you would share. So thank you very much. There was also another question. How big are the rum casks?
They're 195. They're ex-bourbon barrels.
I love the taste there.
So our barrels range between 195 and the butts that have come in quite recently, which are 500. But predominantly it's 195 ex-bourbons, and we've got the sherries in 225s and the new butts sherries that have just come in.
So I heard you mention the Bimber Club as well. Heard you mention the Bimber Club, Luke. Is that something that you did because of the lockdown, or was that something you always had planned to do?
That was always planned. We want to expose people to as much whiskey as we possibly can, English whiskey, and we want everybody to have the same kind of opportunity to get on that level. Obviously, the Founders Club was a bit pricier. It gives you a bit more. It gives you a bit more advantages to it. But Bimber Club is pretty much the same without the bottles. You still get access to what we release when we release it. The numbers are small, collectible, I would say even. But it's up to you. It's what you do with the whiskey.
Yeah.
I collect mine too.
We haven't opened one of ours yet. Yeah.
I'm just attaching a link to the Bimber Club at the top of the chat function if anyone wants to quickly have a little check across at it.
Thank you, Dan.
So, Luke, I've kind of got another question, if that's all right. I mean, obviously, like in the last few years, the English whiskey scene's kind of exploded. If you'd have looked at it 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and said something about English whiskey, everyone would be scratching their head. You've actually got quite a lot of distilleries out there now. You've got, the English in Norfolk, you've got the Lakes, obviously, we're here today as well, and various others like Cotswolds, etc. How do you find that you discovered your style? Because obviously in Scotland, those distilleries have had a long time to sort of like whittle that down and sort of like make it their own niche. And obviously even then, you do find that the different English distilleries are completely different from one to the other, which I think is great because you've got just as much variety over a small spread of English distilleries, arguably here across the whole of Scotland. How do you feel that you actually got to that kind of core flavour?
I mean, we follow Scottish rules about whiskey production, obviously, but we're not big and massive, so we actually put a lot of quality into everything that we do, and there's no rush to do it. We're not pound per litre, and we don't do it consistently. We can experiment with our barrels, we can do pretty much what we want, and I think that gives us that little flick up above them. I mean, coming from a small distillery, to be honest with you, I've never actually been up to Scotland to visit one. I'm going to tell you that right now, but I've had spots come down to us and say, wow, this is something that you won't find in Scotland at the moment. They've gone to kind of the corporate way, kind of, producing volumes, while we want to produce whiskey as it was known, as it used to. And that shows. It shows.
Yeah,
Definitely. I can agree to that.
I'm going to suggest, there's a few people suggesting as well, who actually started in front of us, that we get to the sample, because it's the first of the day, and I've written on the thing. I'm sorry guys, I know most of you have this. This is an exclusive, never before tried whiskey, and it's limited to the first 750. Sorry, it's limited to the first 750 people that got a ticket, which is why we didn't put it into all of the promotional images. So this is something extra, it's something special. And now we're over to Luke to talk about it.
So this is our first batting. It is the upcoming release, which is being bottled behind me as we speak. 51.8%, and it's a collection of roughly 8 barrels. First batting ever. She's got the Bimber kind of flavor profile, so she's very sweet.
Smells lovely.
Very sweet. You got the sourdough coming through from the yeast itself.
Definitely.
Lots of vanilla.
That's gorgeous.
Smells beautiful.
I just care.
Yeah.
Obviously, the finish will be quite peppery, but it is limited to 1,950 bottles. Hopefully, will be out at the beginning of next month.
Oh, cool.
I'm so glad you've gone for an ex-bourbon cask, because it's probably my favourite type of maturation or finish, because I think it really does sort of like let the core spirit still shine through.
Yeah.
And I had a few bottles of the Recharge and a couple of different samples since, and you've still got that lovely kind of core spiciness, the richness. You do have that pepper, and thanks to the bourbon cask as well, you've got a lovely kind of vanilla sweetness as well. It's lovely.
It smells beautiful.
So nice.
It smells absolutely delicious, yeah.
It's got a floral note to it as well.
Yeah.
I get a lot of tropical fruits on her. And
pineapple.
Coconut, which is pineapple, exactly. Pineapple, passion fruits. And there's just a hint of coconut in there. I mean, it's absolutely outstanding.
That is fit.
That is lovely. That is really
First drink of the day.
Yeah.
I've noticed people have started to react to the bottom, so can you do your thumbs up, thumbs down, and the stars? Let us know what you think of this whiskey, everyone who's trying it.
How many times can I press the thumbs up?
At the moment, it's got 100% thumbs up.
100%.
100% thumbs up, yeah.
Yeah, would people... I get you're the first people on screen, so you get to decide, do you want a percentage, or do you want the number of people that do it?
Oh, yeah, percentage is good.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
Right, the percentage is quite great. There's a 0% of not. One person isn't sure on this one.
I'll find it.
That's all right. That's the thing with whiskey. There's so many different flavours, so many different styles. You have your own that you like. And you have to like them all. Hopefully, over the course of today, you find a fair few that you really do enjoy. And we've honed down your flavour style a little bit, and what brands you like, and what styles you like.
Yeah.
But it does mean that there's probably going to be one or two that you go, oh, that one's not for me.
It's fair enough, isn't it?
And one or two that you go, oh, wow. Some of you might have seen one of them already.
That's really good. The finish is really get that peppery, but there's also that, like that bread, I get the yeasty, malty, just right on the finish.
That's the thing. I mean, what we've noticed is that with every single release that we've done, and with every single experiment that we're playing around with, the yeast makes its way through.
Yeah.
It sneaks up and on you.
Definitely.
She still is in that final product, which is what we were looking for
100%.
from the beginning.
Yeah.
That was one of the plans.
Yeah.
It's so drinkable at their strength as well. I mean, it's 51.8, which, there are stronger whiskies out there, but still, it's so eminently drinkable at this strength. You wouldn't have thought it would be that strong, particularly at such a young age, because you do find that younger whiskies at high strengths can be a bit rough.
How does it react to water, Luke?
I'll do it. You don't.
How does it react to
Well,
water?
that's up to you. I'm Polish, so that's up to you. I haven't tried it with water yet.
You haven't?
I'm Polish, so everything for me is up.
One of the nice things we've got in the pack, we've included the Larkfire water for people to use to open up their whiskey, because I know
Such a professional.
I know in Scotland, you guys have amazing water, but there are a number of areas of England that don't. And having watched a lot of people do reviews on adding water to it, Larkfire seems to give people a very good experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's definitely brought out the pepper for me. It's made it more peppery.
Oh, it's made it more sweet for me. I get more caramel, the brown sugars. That's what I'm getting, vanilla-y flavours.
I like cold cubes now. I'll switch from pineapple cubes and move on to cola cubes.
I believe one of the secrets to keeping it that smooth is on the second distillation, we are able, because of a smaller brand obviously, we are able to extract out all the methanol, which doesn't give it that harsh aftertaste.
Yes.
And for all our new makes, we do the exact same process. The first 10 liters that comes off, we get rid of the heads, we get rid of it, and we actually cask pure ethanol.
Awesome.
And that's one of the good things. Putting good new make into a good barrel.
Yeah. And there is no harsh aftertaste. You can tell that. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
It doesn't bite. It warms you up, but it will never bite.
Yeah, that's it. It's a very good point. It's like a warming.
Warms,
very warming.
Yeah.
And that pepper note on the end for me really comes through.
Do you get the yeast? Do you get the bread?
A little touch, but it's mainly the pepper. I get a real kind of peppery note.
Yeah. Luke, can I ask you, when we first came, to see you about a year or so ago, you talked about maybe, obviously you've said about moving casks out. Are you thinking about a new distillery, a bigger distillery, changing your venue?
There is something in the pipeline. I mean, Darius will not rest until he is perfectly Scottish. So there is something to do, I believe, around Aberdeen.
Oh, okay.
He's got some land up there. I've seen the 3D projects. There is a plan for that, but it's up obviously in the future.
Yeah.
Bimber has to be, stable and rolling
Yeah.
by that time. But he will not rest until he actually does a Scottish.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's awesome. Look
So
forward
good,
to that.
Yeah.
Do look forward to that.
Cool. Do you want mine? Should we open mine?
Hold on, can. Absolutely.
Those people who've watched Andy's channel will recognise what that means, because we've seen your cat a few times.
Yeah. He has absolutely no manners at all. Very rude.
Is he fame hungry, Andy?
He likes to be in your videos.
He does, and to be fair, he's better at them than me, so he can crack on. It's always good to have him.
I just want to pick up something that said, it's not about the Bimber. There was a question about, will everyone be able to watch this again? Yes. I have press record, I admit, about 10 seconds into it, so you don't get my hello at the beginning. But we're recording the whole day, so everyone can come back and watch again and enjoy again. It's another reason why. Keep a little bit in your sample bottle, so when you come back and watch it again, you can relive the entire experience, because
Good idea.
who wouldn't want to taste this again?
Yeah.
It's delicious. Okay, 4% wouldn't, but 96% would like to try this again. 31 really want to try this again. So
it is lovely. It clearly shares a lot of DNA with Recharge, but at the same time, it's a completely different experience. It's absolutely lovely.
It is
I love
lovely.
that.
Yeah.
It's a perfect match for me. Ex-bourbon, Bimber, happy days.
Yeah. And Recharge is my favourite, so. Yeah.
There's a new batch going to be out in the next few years.
Is there? Awesome.
Good to know. Good to know.
How many new bottles would you say you've got coming out, Luke, over the next kind of 12 months?
So the ex-bourbon, I'm holding the actual tube for it now. The ex-bourbon is limited to 1,948.
Right.
At the same time, we'll also be doing a bourbon with an Oloroso finish.
Ooh.
That's quite cool. It's also coming up in the upcoming months, but she's only limited to 950 bottles. And for those of you who don't really know what we do, we've got an ex-bourbon single cask, 264 bottles, an ex-sherry cask, and that is 335 bottles. And a virgin, which is 263 bottles. So we've got 5 new things coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Wow.
I'm just going to have to go and ring my credit card.
Yeah. Sell the cat.
So mean.
That is phenomenal, and it's such a nice way to start the day as well.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Something new distillery. And also, just in case you guys didn't hear, this isn't even released yet. So the people who are asking, like, why can't they get it now? It's not available yet. You are the first people to taste it. So thank you very much, Luke. Thank Darius as well.
Because absolutely amazing.
You guys have put a lot of effort in to get this out, and it's fantastic. But let's get back into it.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers. Oh.
It's just gorgeous, isn't
Yeah,
it?
there's one thing I do know is with those smaller bottle numbers that you're releasing, it's going to be advantageous if you really want them to be part of the club, but because there will be things that get out, but I'm sure the club gets first dibs at everything. Is that correct?
The club will get first, obviously, first notices about him, but
I've lost him.
We were doing so well.
Did something happen there? Was that us or was that you?
I think, you're back. I think it was all of us at once. So this goes back to us being at the very, very front of technology. That Andy, you're back as well. We're all back.
Yay.
It wasn't just me. Thank
Do you know what I think it was? I think the Bimber is that good. It made the feed go wrong.
Precisely, yeah. It's just to give you a little bit of a background on the technology. Up until about 2 months ago, this wasn't possible. We're really at the very front of what is possible with stuff. So there are going to be glitches. We have warned the software provider that we are stretching them to their utter limit. A few people have asked how many people are on today. We've sold enough tickets for 1,000 people to be on.
Awesome.
The limit on this software is 1,000 people. we are at it.
Yeah.
Can I just get a quick thumbs up from people that are back on and can see us, just because I'm feeling quite guilty about this? Let's hope everyone is back on.
Very good.
Cool. Back in the game.
People are just saying they've all refreshed. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Everyone is coming back on. Fantastic.
99%.
It's all going to be a very new trying and testing times. It's all good, man. It's all good.
The more people have had to drink, the less they'll notice.
Oh, that scares me a little bit less now.
Hey, it's fixable. It's fixable.
It's technology, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, good.
So thank you guys. As you've seen, when something goes wrong like that, don't be scared to reset the browser and come back in. Same with all the presenters. I wouldn't be surprised if this happens at least once more, as that's what happens.
Yeah.
Just took a refresh.
And well done, Jonathan. Just seen you've just joined the club. Good man.
Hey, awesome.
Yay.
I'm in the Bimber Club, not the Summerton Club.
Yay.
We'll get onto that part later. I'll explain what I do and my journey into whiskey, but it's more important learning about great people like Luke and what they do at Bimber.
Awesome.
On that, now we've got everyone back. Is there anything you guys want to finish up on, because we're at the end of our allotted time?
Personally, I'd just like to thank you, Daniel, for putting this on and for having us.
Yeah, Daniel.
We appreciate it. Yeah, we've loved it. We can't wait to spend the rest of the day watching everyone else. It's going to be a fantastic day.
Yeah, you might have seen we've got our setup. We are here for the day.
Hopefully, what everyone can see is now our Twitter feed should. I've had to apologise. I have to reset it. It was picking up everyone's SVWF. There we go. In the Twitter feed, everyone's tweets about the day, how much they've liked Bimber, the fact they've joined the Bimber Club already, the fact that the new exclusive we got to try today is fantastic. Is coming up on the Twitter thing as well if you want to see what's going on in there. Obviously, we've got the public chat here, and also we've got our private members Facebook group just for festival attendees, so we can continue this conversation on afterwards, today, tomorrow, and in the days and weeks. So hopefully, when Luke tells us we've got the expert barrel on for sale, we can drop it in the group and let everyone know that it's there.
Awesome.
If there's anything else, that's what the Facebook group is to the chat. But more than that, please keep on looking out for what Bimber are doing. It's fantastic. After lockdown, if you're in the area, I heavily advise go and see that distillery.
Definitely.
If you're ever in London, come and see me.
Go and get Luke to make you an old fashioned.
Such a good old fashioned. Yeah.
Best old fashioned. And if you're with someone who doesn't like old fashioned and whiskey, make a gin and tonic. Because Luke has a
the bomb.
Thank you very much.
And also, please, like, if you're looking to get more information about whiskey and you're on a journey, because we're all on a journey in whiskey, we're all learning, and where we were a year ago, where we were 2 years ago is just, it's behind us, and now we've got all this in front of us. There's 3 people here Luke as well, but you'll meet Luke at festival. But there's 3 people here that help you on their journey. MaltBox is a fantastic YouTube channel where I've got to and enjoy learning about whiskey. We've got New Dram Drinker from Anthony and Nikki. That is their journey into whiskey and sharing what they've learned. And not just these, every other host that we've got coming on, what they're doing is they're helping people learn about whiskey. Even there's one person and you go, what's he got to do with it? He's bringing whiskey people onto his radio show so that everyone can hear about it and learn about it. So everyone here is all about learning, helping you learn more about whiskey. So please follow up and learn. We've got watch them, subscribe. We've got all the presenter lists out for everyone to see and learn a little bit more. But I'll leave the last bit to you guys if there's anything else you want to say.
Have a great day.
Fantastic day. Yeah. Luke, thank you very much for your time, mate. That was awesome. Keep what you're doing. Just keep on doing what you are doing. It's fantastic. Strength to strength, and I look forward to more from you guys in the future. Can't wait. And best of luck for today.
Fantastic.
Yes,
no, thank you guys.
Enjoy your day.
I've really enjoyed that. Thank you so much.
Now our party can start.
Yeah.
Now this is done, we can start to enjoy our party now.
Please continue to enjoy.
I'm on my breakfast. You guys behind. Looking on this.
Cool. When you guys turn your cameras off, please stay in the background, carry on watching, chatting to people, and.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us, guys.
See you soon.
See you later. Great to meet you.
Thank you.
See you later.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. Cheers.
We did.
It's fantastic. Fantastic, mate.
Perfect. Right, everyone, I apologise. I should have started that session with a poll, with a quiz, and I forgot to do it. So I'm going to bring the quiz up right now.
We're not on camera.
So now you've got an idea of what's coming next as well.
We're still on.
Our next distillery to come
that was like 50 minutes now. You're watching us interact with another stream. So
we've got ourselves a little video.
Did we do all right?
After
We did
which
you proud.
I will give you the answers
we did
to
our
both
best,
the polls.
So I hope you enjoyed watching the back behind the scenes of us on a festival live feed. So
enjoy the rest of your day.
Enjoy the festival. Have fun. Don't drink too much because we probably will. So see you soon. Bye bye.